You're listening to The Breakfast Show. It's 8:24. Breidge McGarvey, Public Relations Officer with Foyle Speakers, is here with a look at this morning's newspapers. Good morning, Breidge.
Good morning.
What's catching your eye today?
Well, I'm looking first of all at the North West Telegraph, and it's got a headline, and it says, "Why we reported abortion pills girl to police," and it's a story about the friends of a teenager who bought drugs online to terminate her pregnancy. And the North West Telegraph reports that the housemates of a teenager who took abortion drugs to self-terminate her pregnancy have spoken publicly to explain why they called the police. And the two women told the North West Telegraph that they had been vilified for their decision to go to the authorities after they discovered a male fetus in the bin. One of the girls was saying she had to receive counselling after it because she was quite distraught. So it's a tragic story, and it's controversial, and it's sparked debate across Northern Ireland about the whole abortion thing. So okay, and the next story I looked at was in the front cover of the London Derry Sentinel, and there's a smiling picture of Billy Moore there at the very top of it. And Billy, he's the General Secretary of the Apprentice Boys, and he's appealing for the powers to be to approve a loading bay outside the Society's historical memorial hall, as he believes that the vehicles parked outside the building are presenting an aesthetic and a safety problem. It's outside the Siege Museum. Mm-hmm. They've got they spent £2 million on a state-of-the-art refurbishment extension, but there's a risk. People are risking life and limb, according to Billy, when they leave the building,
right? Because
it's dangerous. There's just parking. It's dangerous for people outside, and Billy wants a loading bay or a double yellow line to make it a bit more safety. Mm-hmm. Yes. And the next story I'm looking at is in the Irish Daily Mail, and it's got a big headline, and it says, "Tonight's the night." It's after weeks of messing. At 7 p.m. this evening, Enda Kenny and Michael Martin will finally talk to each other about working together. And it's got it in brackets, maybe.
Let's hope they can.
It's time to come to some kind of conclusion there.
You do sort of forget that there is no government in place. You know, the election seems ages ago now.
That's not a great sign, isn't it?
It's not a great sign at all. Weeks of messing. About 7 p.m. this evening, Enda Kenny and Michael will finally talk to each other. It's a breakthrough meeting. And there's no party, there's no colleagues there, there's no advisors, and there's no note takers present. So it's just going to be between them two. So that should be interesting.
To be a fly in the wall.
Yeah.
Anything else there, Breidge?
Yeah. Well, I just noticed there's a very, very catchy picture on the front page of The Sun, and it's Gran 55 gives birth to triplets. Proud Gran Sharon Cutts shows off her new babies after becoming Britain's oldest mum of triplets at 55. And Nurse Sharon had the tots after she and her partner, who's 40, they spent £22,000 on private IVF. Inside the story, you know, she quotes, she's very kind of into looking after herself as well, this woman. She's gone to the gym, but she wanted to look her best for her birth, so she inserted Botox in the hospital.
You'd think that would be the least of your worries, really.
You think it would be?
Does she have a lot of older children, or does she have older children then as well? So it's like two generations.
Yeah, yes, because she's got 3 other children. So these are there's the triplets. She's got 2 boys and a girl.
Very good.
Mason, Lily, and Ryan. And it's a picture of her looking pregnant there, but she looks very fit. So there you go.
Fit and wrinkle free.
Fit and wrinkle free.
Have you one to finish there, Breidge?
Yes, I want to finish here. It's a picture on the front cover of the Daily Mail, and it's of Gwyneth Paltrow, and she's got a new beauty regime, and it's to do with "I let bees sting me to boost my looks." It's all in the name of beauty.
Did she really say this, or is this true?
I do worry.
Well,
about stories.
Saying it in the Daily Mail anyway, and she says, I mean, it's an old therapy, and it's called apitherapy. It's bee venom therapy, originates in China and dates back 2,000 years, and the therapist hold one bee at a time using tweezers rubbing it on the patient's skin until it stings them. And the theory is the venom stimulates the immune system in the affected area to produce natural enzymes.
Oh, Breidge, I think I take the Botox over the beef.
I think I just take a dash of cold water actually to wake me up.
I
But
think we
that's besides
just
the
get
point.
on with it and grow old gracefully. Breidge McGarvey, thank you so much for that. Breidge McGarvey, their Public Relations Officer with Foyle Speakers, and her look at this morning's newspapers.
You're listening to The Breakfast Show on BBC Radio Foyle.